And that's really what's been able over the last 7 years to just push us through so fast.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Speaking of your Verizon guy and getting him set up, kind of ties us into your second topic, which is knowing the market, which includes the Verizon guy who's hooking you up and you're hooking him up. So your second topic is knowing your market, whether this is going to be the same. We call it being a knowledgeable agent, things like this. Break down what you mean by understanding your market.
So, I work in a fairly large market. So I have multiple little cities and multiple little areas in it. So if I'm an agent in those areas and all those little communities, and then we have a big community on top of that, I need to know what our growth and our increase and cost, our total product number is in each of those little areas. I should know those numbers individually, and I should just keep track of them. At the same time, I should look online every day and know what's coming on the market. I was really surprised when I started. I went around and asked every agent, how often do you see what's on the market? And a lot of agents say, I look at them when people send them for me to go see. That doesn't work well. I want to know everything on the market. If I show a house in a neighborhood, I want to know at least what sold in that neighborhood over the last 180 days so I don't get blindsided, right? So that's knowing your market. If you know your market, once again, you're not going to stress out if you do get that fast showing where someone picks up the phone and says, hey, I need tonight, if you have availability in your appointment, I need to see your home. We would need to sell now. You show up and you're ready. You don't need to take a lot more time because you already know what you're going to say. You already know the market. So you really just need to hit print on a few items and show up, right?
I think also the power in that is when you are that fast with the information and someone reaches out, the instant credibility and authority you build by just being like, snap to your finger, you know what's going on because you are aware of your current market conditions, will go a hell of a lot further than people would, I think, give credit for or even understand. If you're like, there's housing there that went for give or take, 380 to 420, over the last 18, 24 months, market's been rising, give or take 10%. We've got a few here and there. Like someone would be like, what the fuck? It's a Wikipedia of, XYZ Street.
Well, and that's exactly it. So, remember, we're direct to consumer salespeople, really. Everybody hates to use the word salespeople. We're direct to consumer. We're not retail. So we need to know what we're talking about. And we need to prove the point. When the question's asked, it's not proving, it's knowing the answer. So, a lot of people I find as they show homes, they spend a lot of time talking, agents, they spend way too much time talking about themselves. That's irrelevant. It's not about you right now. It's about you acquiring a home for them for what they're looking for. So it's being able to ask those questions. It's having a set program. If you don't know what you're doing, you need to write it out so you know what you're doing. It is just fine. As we talk, I have a clipboard sitting here, just with the 3 items we're going on, but still I know so we don't get lost. So I don't get lost.
Yeah.
When we're working with clients, we have to be able to stay on track. And that requires being extremely efficient. Short terms. You shouldn't spend more than 45, 50 minutes in a house with a client. You should be done by then. And if you're not, you are not practiced enough and you are not organized enough. So do better and work harder at becoming more and more practiced.
One of the things, it's like that reoccurring theme of practice, isn't it? You are just dialing in, doing the same things, a repetition. Keep doing it over and over and over again.
Correct. Because if you don't do the repetition over and over again, you can't find your mistakes. So if you do the same thing over and over again, then you can start picking those things apart and saying, hey, I'm making a mistake here. Let me adjust this. Or, I could do better on this. Let's adjust this portion of what we're doing and train to do this a little differently. And that's really what's been able over the last 7 years to just push us through so fast, more so than a lot of people. Because a lot of agents in that 5-year period, they don't make it. Not because they're not working hard. It's they're not working hard and smart at the same time. They're busy running to try to get the business, but they forget that they have to slow down and open their view to be able to actually accomplish the goals they want.
Mm-hmm. Gavin, do you think there's exceptions to that rule?
There's exceptions to every rule.
Yeah. The reason I ask, because recently I went on a listing appointment and I can always be more polished. I can always get better and I can always improve and be coachable. But I just went on a $4+ million listing. And let me tell you, that shit did not take 15, 30 or 45 minutes. I was there for like an hour and a half, building the relationship, going through the house. I mean, first of all, the house was like 5,000 square feet to begin with.
Right.
So, the walkthrough of it took at least 30, 45 minutes with the sellers and them showing me different things and noting and all this other stuff. But yet alone, like 45 minutes, it's like, I would have felt that was rushed,
Right. And 45 minutes is rush when it's, a larger home. I will not be anywhere more than 90 minutes. I will tell you that. 2 million, okay. 10 million is irrelevant to me. Because in 90 minutes, we've lost them. They're bored now. Or we're off a track some way, shape, or form. And we need to stay on the items we need. 90 minutes, we pretty much know showing up to a home, everything about the home. We just need to walk through, make some notes. I start off by walking through a home, of course, and it depends on the client. You get some clients that want to show you their dogs and you end up spending 20 minutes just playing with the dogs. Well, now you're out of schedule. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just life. Make sure you build your schedule so you have some padding in there. So if you have to run and rush to make up phone calls, you can. That's where back-to-back scheduling appointments to me is it's too rushed. I never want to be rushed. I want to have the ability to adjust in the moment if I have to, because you never know what you're going to run into. You might be at one home and they say, hey, I forgot to mention we have another home down the street that's a rental we want to sell. Can you go take a look at that? Okay. Am I going to say, oh, not today?
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching programs, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.